Come on. All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Money Monday. It is September 26th. Hard to believe. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. The next time we talk, 3/4 of 2022 will be have come and gone. 3/4 of the year. The year has flown by. I mean, it is just blink of an eye. Think about that. Now, a couple questions I want to talk with you guys today, and I'll get to that stuff in a second. But here's the thing: what's one thing that you accomplished this last week that you're excited about? What's one thing that you did this last week? And I know it's like, oh my God, it was the weekend and it's Monday. What happened last week? You know what I mean? What's one thing that you're excited about that happened last week for your business? Did you find an asset? Did you make some offers? Did you talk with investors? Did you resolve a deal? Did you find something? What's one thing that you guys, feel free to type this in the chat roll, of what's one thing that you guys accomplished last week? And I don't think about it. It could be something, hey, we made a relationship. I was a guest on a podcast to help me get the word out there. I want you to start thinking about your victories and celebrating your victories. 3 more new investors. Congratulations, Catherine Bell. That's huge. That's 3 big wins, right? That's awesome. Good morning, everybody. I see other folks join us in here and folks join us a little late. That's huge. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for sharing. I know Scott, you were down. Scott Mathis just joined us on here. Scott was down in Cancun. Awesome. Carmela received and went through the collateral file on our first note. Got my asset manager emails done. That's awesome. So reached out to asset managers. Great job, Carmela. So proud of you. Larry Hoffman says on here, had several offers accepted. One fell through. I'm flying out to California to meet with 5 new investors. Woo! Awesome. RJ made contact with an asset manager and waiting on a tape. That's awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff, everybody. What's a victory for me? Let's see. I had a couple things happen. We had an offer accepted on a note that turns out it's an REO. Turns out the borrower signed it over and it's vacant. So I'm just waiting on to get interior access to it, which I'll probably go take a look at this weekend. Went by and looked at an asset actually looked at a couple assets. I looked at we took back as an REO, and the condition's much better than I expected. A lot of cosmetic work in it, paint, carpet, power washing. That's really about it. And a cleaning. That was exciting. I looked at 2 performing notes when I was out in Houston, and they look really good neighborhood out that neck of the woods. What else did we accomplish? Man, a couple investors I reached out to, I talked to. Nothing final on those guys, but they're in the process. I was actually on about 5 or 6 different podcasts last week. We made a bunch of offers on 37 notes, and we got got an updated tape in this morning that we're working through. That'll hopefully get out to you guys as well. You're supposed to be expecting another tape in as well. So kudos to you guys. Here's the thing: making offers, reaching out to people, raising capital, marketing is an important thing. I don't know about you guys, but for some of you guys that maybe haven't been on the last week or 2, I set a challenge myself to release a TikTok video and a YouTube short video daily once I got back from FinCon 2 weeks ago, and I've stuck to that. I released an episode this morning. I released a video on both those platforms today. I hit my first 300 view video on TikTok, which is okay. It's a smaller niche, but I'm testing it out. Catherine's doing a good job, so I was like, let me test it out and go from there and make things happen. Today's topic is I want to talk about something. I'm not going to go through nuts and bolts stuff, but I just want to have a straight conversation with you guys. I've had a couple really great conversations with some folks recently in the last 2 weeks, some people in the real estate niching space, and some of my peers, my mentors, and other people that we've had on the podcast. Either I've been on their show or I've had them on my show. Just had a really great one with a guy, David J. Gallagher, out of Ireland, who's invested in the United States, and got a chance to know him for a little while. And I want to talk with you guys about fear. This is not meant to be a woo-woo Money Monday, because it's all about, I think fear drives us in a lot of capacities, and we all have different things that are going on in our lives. Everybody is unique, right? We all have good things. We've all got bad things. Everybody has their own soap opera going on, right? Can we all admit that everybody's got something crappy going on? All right. And when you look at what's going on in the news, and interest rates going up and inflation going up and the division, I just want to take the time today to let you know that you guys are not alone. And I really, this is part of the reason why I'm live streaming this one as well to YouTube. We'll leave it up for a little bit before we bring it down. But I really want you guys to know that you're not alone. And the reason I bring this up is, I think we've all seen a rush or a rash of people leaving their our proverbial physical self. People deciding, hey, I've had enough. I'm cashing out. I'm clocking out of life. And we've seen that. I've seen that. Actually, Steph has seen a lot of that in her circles with pets and older folks and rescues, and people just literally saying enough is enough and in their lives. I've seen some friends that have happened to that. And I just want you guys to know that you are not alone. Okay. No matter what you're going through, please don't hold it to yourself. If you're scared about something, if you're fearful about something is keeping you up at night, share it. Please reach out to somebody. Please reach out to me. In a lot of cases, it can be something very simply fixed, because a lot of times we're so close to the issue, we're so fearful that we don't see the open door and the exit strategy. And sometimes we need people to tell us, hey, it's time to just let it go. Just put that down and walk away from it. Or it's time to do something. I know, Catherine, you've had a conversation with Aaron Young in the past. Same thing with him. You know, Aaron Young's been a great mentor of mine, and just a good friend and colleague out there. And Larry, you've been through rough things. Linda, you've dealt with some health issues. RJ, you've dealt with some issues. Scott, you're dealing with some issues, you know, with job and stuff like that. But the reason I just wanted to bring this up for you guys, and I'm fearful of things. I'll be the first one to say we've had fear impact what we do. What keeps me up at night? Two things. One, making sure that I keep bringing you guys stuff. And I'm not talking you guys, everybody out there. I'm talking my core 20%ers. On my call, this Monday money call is one of my, well, it is my favorite call, besides having one-on-one calls with you throughout the week, stuff like that. But I really enjoy the one-on-one coaching with you guys. And I really love being on here and helping you guys overcome fear, because we all have fear. We all have fear that drives it. No matter who you are, there is fear. Fear for health, fear what's going on in the economy, fear with deal flow, fear with paying your bills, and fear of listening. And I think a lot of times we get sidetracked with listening to things that are going on, or listen secondhand knowledge, secondhand fear, right? Where we hear something or we see something and we think something that's completely the opposite. Okay, and I think social media is really guilty of that. And that's the thing, is there's so much trash on here, but it's a necessary evil in a lot of cases. You have to really filter through with what you're looking at and what you're evaluating. And that's the thing I've seen in stuff out there, is I see people that are fearful of things that if they just open their mouth and shared a little bit about that fear would go away, because somebody could solve that issue. Somebody could step in and solve that problem. Now, ultimately, you, me, all of us still have to take that step. We still have to take that step through that door. We still have to open ourselves to listen. We still have to open ourselves to receive help. You know, fear is false evidence appearing real, right? Okay. And we all deal with the unknown, right? And Scott, thank you so much for sharing. Scott just shared, he goes, my fear is feeling stupid and asking for help to understand, which drives me to walk away from what my goals are. Yeah, we don't know. That's a very common fear. Thank you, Scott, for sharing again. We don't want to look stupid. The unknown, that I'm gonna do something stupid, it's gonna screw stuff up, and I'm just gonna give up my goals because I'm afraid I'm gonna look stupid. And I'm glad you shared that. Everybody screws up. Everybody F's up. Everybody makes mistakes. All right. And here's the thing. You show me an investor, and this is one thing you want to keep in mind, Scott. You show me one investor who's never made a mistake, never bought a bad deal, never had a deal go south, and I'll show you an investor who's really not an investor. Okay? You're going to make mistakes. The idea and the philosophy is that you learn from your mistakes. Now, the idea is to surround yourself with vendors and a team and a coach that helps hold your hand through that. I mean, I've talked some of you guys out of doing deals. I'm like, no, don't do that. That's a mistake. You're going to make a mistake at that. And that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you out with that. Or you made a mistake. Okay, how do we fix it? How do we solve it? And that's what I love about the note business. That's what I truly love about the note business, is that there are very few things that can happen that you can't fix. Okay. Ravel says, yes, I appreciate that. I've helped you stay on a couple of deals there, Ravel. Yeah. But here's the ultimate thing. Fear causes us to have mind blocks, right? It's the whole Stuart Smalley kind of things. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Nobody wants to invest with me. I don't have an experience. And I get that. Like, I'm scared to go raise private capital because I don't have a lot of experience, and I don't have any belief in myself. I get it, right? And I want to share something with you. If somebody was talking a story today, is when I was a kid, I was bullied. I was picked on, just like most normal kids picked on. This is before social media. So when my grandfather gave me a golfer's cap. I had this little light blue golfer's cap. And in fourth grade, and this goes back a ways, but it's very, the story is, so I went to private school, through the third grade, Brighton Park Christian Baptist School in Corpus Christi. And then in the fourth grade, my parents my mom had opened a hardware store in Ingleside, Texas. I went to public school for the first time as a fourth grader. I didn't cuss, okay? Didn't know bad words. That was bad. It was very kind of, square, good little Christian kid, going to school. And it was an easy target for kids that were there in a lot of cases. Now, I wasn't, I wasn't built, I was, normal white kid walking into public school with this stupid looking golfer's cap on. And what the kids do, they grab the cap and they run it. And our school, elementary, middle school, matched up next to so they throw that cap across, they keep away from it and run and throw it over there. And I had to go run over there and get it. And it would happen over and over. I was a glutton for punishment because I loved the hats. I was like, okay, what do you do? And I didn't get in any fight. I think I got like 2 altercations. Nothing too crazy, no fight stuff like that. So I was lucky that. I mean, I had good parents, very lucky for my parents. But, I was bullied 4th, 5th grade like that. I had a couple kids that bullied me. They tried to beat me up. They were a grade or 2 ahead. I fought back and stopped that. But I got to the point where I went and it was in junior high, okay? 7th grade, I didn't play football, but 8th grade, I was able to play. My dad allowed me. All these coaches came out because I'd gone through a bit of a growth spurt, started getting a little taller, and got my clumsiness out of the way. And a lot of us as new investors, we're very clumsy. And we don't want to make a mistake because we feel somebody's going to call us stupid, right? Somebody's going to say that we're stupid, or we're going to post something on Facebook, and you're going to have all the Facebook or social media trolls. Oh, you can't do that. It's illegal. What are you doing? And I'm like, that's so aggravating. I see that and it just pisses me off because, like, we all start somewhere. And I've seen comments from people like, why are you saying when you've done the exact same thing? Or why are you saying that in a post when you're not better than that person? And I see this happen all the time, and it just drives me bonkers. Okay. But going back here, between my 7th and 8th grade year, I went through, and then in the 8th grade, I was on a little bit more of an even field with those folks. I'd gotten bigger, and now I could hit back legally, and I didn't get bullied on anymore. Okay. Nobody made fun of Scott Carson anymore because I could come lay the wood. I could decleat some people, and I did it legally. And there was a big mind shift in that confidence for that kid that got picked on, a little awkward, size 13 tennis shoes, who's tripping over himself, and good little Christian kid, didn't really cuss, stuff like that, who listened to his parents, respected his teachers. And then in 8th grade, still was that kid, but now I had an outlet for that frustration, an outlet to hit people in the mouth, to hit like, no, boom, we're not doing that. Okay. And it built a lot of confidence. I can remember going through that self-confidence, but then I also remember getting knocked down, especially getting back up the first few weeks and figuring things out. And you're going to get knocked down. You're going to get hit in the face. Here's the thing I got to tell you. What scares you should drive you. And here's one thing I want you to look at. When something scares you, it has power over you if you don't do anything. Think about that for a second. Think about what you're fearful right now. Think seriously, take a second, write it down. If you want to share in the chat room, what scares you? What gives you fear? Now you can either choose to continue to feel that fear. And I want to use Scott as an example. Scott was a few weeks ago, he was very fearful. He was about to give up because he was fearful of making a mistake and having shit happen and not being able to have as much success and the work really controlling what was going on. And, and we've all been there. We've all been at the point of giving up, of stopping what we're doing. Just forget about my dreams and goals. But then he changed. He stuck with it. He came to the mastermind and hung out. And now he's got a complete 180, which is great. I love seeing it. He went to mastermind this weekend in Cancun with some other investors in Dallas. Which was great. And just a complete 180. The energy level goes like, here's the thing. Many of us let our fears control us. We let them have power over our success. We are all guilty of this in some sort of fashion. It's some aspect in our lives. Maybe it's business, maybe it's personal, maybe it's our relationships, maybe it's our finances, maybe it's our health. And we like to tell ourselves lies, right? We tell ourselves lies, oh, you're not good enough, or you can't do that, or oh my God, you're too fat, you can't lose the weight, you can't get in shape, your health, whatever it might be. We let that inner dialogue so slowly eat away at our confidence level. Now, the reason you have fear is because you've never taken action. You don't have any evidence that it's opposite, right? Oh, a big dog. Oh, a big dog. Don't get me wrong, there's some merit to big dogs, maybe a bad analogy, but a lot of times big dogs are pretty friendly, right? Unless you've been attacked by a dog, and you may have internal fears. I get that. But not all situations are the same. We talk about false evidence appearing real, right? Fear. You have the ability to change it from false evidence to true actions. And taking the action in a couple of ways. It starts first with admitting that you have an issue, you're fearful of something, because the minute you understand it and embrace that you're fearful of something, now you'll understand why you take that action, why you act that way, why you feel that way about specific things. You can talk with somebody about it, but then, okay, what's the step to overcome those fears? Well, that's the taking action. That's the going for a walk, if you are starting to go to the gym, or changing your diet, or starting to make more offers, or sending out a mail piece, or talking with people, putting it out, what you're looking for. Okay? Whatever you're fearful of, you have a likelihood of it coming true if you let it control you. Oh my God, I'm scared of my health. Well, what are you fearful of? Well, I'm fearful of going to the gym. I'm fearful of changing. Well, yeah, if you don't change those things, guess what's going to happen? More of that fear, more of what you've putting out is going to come back to you. You have to change what you put out. You have to change this channel, so that you put out what you want to get. And this is what I love. And I've seen this, and I've told you guys to do this, and some of you have been doing it, and you're seeing that success rate. You're putting out that I want notes, that I buy notes, that I buy notes, that I'm looking for notes, and you're starting to get more come into you because you're putting it out and letting things work for your way. If you're looking for funding, you put out, you got funding, you get deals. Guess what'll happen? You'll have more investors respond. Now, of course, part of it is the marketing aspect of either sending out IRA, postcards, or letters, or starting to do that, starting networking. But you have to change that momentum, because many of us, we are so fearful of something, and we may have had a traumatic experience happen, loss of a loved one, bad deal goes south, you've been kicked in the teeth, bad social media post, whatever it might be. I get it. But you can't let what happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago stop you from taking action. Stop you from going, because let's face it, Our true friends, our true family, our true cheerleaders want us to have success. I know that every mentor I've had has always wanted me to have success because it made them look good too. I want you guys to have success because it makes me look good. I'm not gonna lie about that. But I want you guys to have success. I get so much pure joy from seeing you guys succeed on closing your deal or getting an investor and seeing that light go off, where that fear suddenly is evaporates, like a fear of the dark. You walk into a room, especially Halloween coming up and all the scariness, monsters and ghouls and what hides under the bed. You know what I mean? We all have those in life. It ain't October, it ain't Halloween. We've got those monsters in the closet. We got those scary things lurking in the shadows that keep us up at night, in the shadows and the cobwebs of our head. What it's up to you is you have to shed light on those things to let the shadows go away and realize, guess what happens when the shadows go away and the lights them? Often those fears will be gone. Often that limiting beliefs are eliminated because now you have a different opinion. You're seeing things in a different light. And, you know, the thing you got to look at, it doesn't help if you turn the light on and you keep your eyes closed. Okay. It doesn't help if you put blinders on. No. That doesn't help. And I've seen that happen. No. I'm not going to listen to you. No. Nah, I can't hear you. No. I'm having a little fun with this one here, but you get what I'm saying, hopefully, and everybody. And look, I get it. There's things that limit us. Just obviously income, obviously money, health. If you're dealing with, I get it. You're going through a hell. Keep on going. All right. But you have to realize, guys, everything that you all need on here, if you're watching this, everything that you need, you are literally one person removed from that happen these days. Not 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but everything you need to be successful comes down to having a conversation. Maybe it's one conversation. Maybe you need to talk to somebody who's a mentor, or maybe somebody who's different, and have a conversation with somebody about what you're fearful about. Many of that might be going to the doctor if you're worried about health. Oh, I got this pain. I need to go outside. Oh, I'm just going to sit here and suffer. Well, that's not good. Why don't you go to the doctor? Well, I'm fearful what they're going to say. I agree. But it's also fearful what they might not say. That's the thing I think so many people deal with and we struggle with, is we get so excited about, we worried about what if, you know, my buddy Greg Reese comes and say, well, what if, you know, what's the worst that happen? What if the best thing could happen? What if I fail? So what? If you fail, you learn from your mistakes. But what'll happen is if you learn from your mistakes, guess what? The next time you try, it's not what if you fail, but what if you succeed? How is that situation going to be different from you going forward? But the only way you're able to change that is by the taking the action. Okay? By doing something different this time. If you are struggling to find deals, you're struggling to raise capital, or you're struggling to find cash loan assets, whatever it might be, my question to you is, okay, what are you doing on a daily basis? What are you doing to market your deals? What are you doing to market yourself out there? What type of actions are you taking? Now, we can often say, oh, I'm scared. I don't know. I'm not good at the computer. I'm not smart at that. Look, I get it, but that's an excuse. So then you need to take the who out of the equation and put somebody else in who can do it. Maybe it's a VA. Maybe you need to hire a company like Vistaprint to print something out for you, or Postcard Mania, or hire somebody off of Fiverr to do what you aren't doing, to take the actions that you're fearful of because of the unknown and give it to somebody who has been down that path, who is not afraid of the unknown, is in the know. All right. And that's really, I wanted to bring that up because I've seen too many folks, I've had too many conversations with people that have let fear stop them from success. And it was really, I was talking with this guy today, David Gallagher, out of Ireland. And we were talking about deals that have gone south. And he was talking about a $34 million deal that wiped him out. And he let fear keep him in the deal. Fear of failure, well, he should have walked away from the deal way sooner. He could have still been doing okay. But he basically, the fear kept him in the deal that drug him down. Okay. It drug him down, he lost it all. And we see this in a lot of entrepreneurs. They're launching a business or a product and they think it's the best thing since sliced bread, but nobody's buying it. And they ride that deal into the dirt because they're scared of a couple of things. My biggest mistakes is because I let fear keep me from making the decision. Fearful of a variety of fear of communicating, fear of saying no to the deal, fear of moving in a different direction. And that's when I just, we all have different things. Sometimes it's a fear of, hey, we want our kids to do better. Or fear, we want to protect our kids, protect our family, and we're fearful, so maybe we hold them back. Maybe you've had your family hold you back because they're fearful of what you might do. They don't know, so they're fearful of the unknown, and you have to educate them on what you're doing, right? You're fearful of investors because they don't know what's going on. And here's one thing I wanted to bring up. Fear is running rampant. All right. Fear is running rampant in society these days. Fear of losing money, fear of what the political figures might do or might not do. I mean, you can't believe anything you see in any really political campaign these days and a variety of things. Look, to run for politics, I think you got to be crazy to run for the president. I think you got to be crazy to be president, or you got to be crazy for anything outside of your local community, I'd say, for the most part, because it's not the same. It's no longer to help people, it's there to help themselves. And I think we let a lot of things happen out there that causes us to change our opinion or change our focus because we let something happen that we have no control over. And here's one thing that I want you guys to do. Take a piece of paper or pull out your phone, hopefully in a quiet spot where you can do this. I want you to jot down 1, 2, or 3 things you're scared of. And then I want you to simply ask yourself, can I change this outlook? Yes or no? Now, that might be, can I change? Like, we'll use an example. I'm fearful of my health. Well, can you do something about that? Yes or no? Yes, I can go to the gym. Yes, I can eat better. Great. If those are the answers, or no, I've got something I have to have surgery for. No, you can't do anything, but now you're in the process of solving something. Okay. I can get this fixed. I can get it taken care of. Great. Okay. So that's, if you're fearful of something and you can't fix it or can't solve it, then you go, who can I talk to help me out with this? The great thing about where we're at in the world, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're still in the most resourceful country in the United States. The United States is still the bellwether that affects so many things out there. And one thing I want you guys all to be is confident. Now, I can't make you confident. I'm not here to bully you into being confident. That doesn't work. You have to figure this out yourself. You have to overcome your fear. You have to take action and realize, oh, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. That's not the worst thing that could possibly happen. Now, are things always going to be solved on our timelines that we need to get things done? No, not always. God has his own plan. Man plans and God laughs, I like to say. But I will tell you this, if you're on the right path, you will find things that often happen to you to make it easier for you. I was talking with Steph last night, and we were commenting on something, and I was talking about stuff that happened 3 years, 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago now, 3 years ago. It's hard to believe that. That was probably one of the best learning curves, one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Now, that sounds really bad because at the time, I was very fearful. Things were not going well. We had deals that were just kicking our ass. We're taking it in the teeth. People were saying nasty things about me, which weren't true. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very fearful. I was fearful, should I keep doing what I'm doing? Would it just be easier to end it? And that was a fleeting moment. I'm pretty self-confident, so I have a pretty strong mind. I'm very trained in that stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, everybody feels that way. But thinking back now and looking at it, I'm like, we have removed ourselves gladly, thinking about, from a lot of drama, from circles that I don't even hang around with. I don't even go to conferences because there's circles I don't even want to be a part of because it's just the negativity aspect of it. And I always hope that I bring a positive mindset and a positive attitude to you guys, even when I don't feel good, even when I'm not feeling my greatest, because it is such an important thing to have a positive mindset. Not everything is going to go right. You're going to have deals that drag out longer. deals that don't close exactly as they need to be. But the idea here is to work your way through those numbers and keep going forward, because that's the way. God never gives us something that we can't handle. I'm a big believer in that. Sometimes we feel like, hey, God, we're a little overwhelmed here. Can you help us a little bit? I'm not trying to be religious. I'm just simply saying, no matter what it is, if you're going through something, trials and tribulations, do not carry that burden, that cross on your own. Pick up the phone, drop an email, talk to somebody that you trust, talk to somebody that you care about, your minister, your preacher, your advisor, whoever it might be. Me, I don't care. I'm glad to talk with you. But just be honest. That's where the most amount of growth happens, is be honest. Where am I at? You ever listen to the Jocko podcast? He talks about complete ownership of a situation. I'm at where I'm at because of the decisions I've made. I'm where I'm at in my age group, my finances, my situation, because of the decisions that I have made on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis. Now, obviously, if you're not in the spot where you want to be, we have to make a change. But nobody holds a gun to your head to take the job that you're working that pays you a salary, or tells you to, or holds a gun to your head to do the things that you do, or to do the things that you should not be doing when you should be doing other things. You're all smart people. Every one of you on here is smart. You're smarter than 99% of people out there. Yes, you're smarter than 99% of people out there. Some of us don't think that, but you have to realize that you are. You're very educated. All of you have more knowledge about the market and real estate and debt, stuff like that, than most of the average Americans out there. Yeah, there's a few people. If you're running in different circles, you have a few people that are smarter than you. That's fine. Totally fine. We may say something that makes us look stupid. That's okay. Guess what? That's normal. You learn from it and you move forward. You learn from the false evidence appearing real, the actions you take, and realizing, hey, this is not true anymore. I don't think this way anymore. I don't feel that way. And I'll share a recent story. Two years ago, we were dealing here with a homeless situation here in Austin. It was all fearful about, homeless is getting bad in parts of the country. It was getting bad here in Austin. They were going to buy this hotel down the street, turn it into a homeless shelter. It was all fearful that turning into the homeless shelter downtown that's overrun just as horrible, which ironically is right across the street from the police station here in Austin. And there was a fearful this is going to ruin our property values and crime is going to go up. And we've seen some things happen. But when I went out and met with some other folks in the homeless area here in here in Austin, and talked to Community First and Alan Graham, who runs that out there, I just say my podcast and talk about his mindset and how he's working to that. I no longer became fearful. I was like, that I don't feel that same way. I will let fear. I'll put down my fear and pick up new knowledge and enlightenment and be able to see that opposite side of the story. It's like, well, I don't feel the same way. I'm still not in favor of them buying a hotel, but I'm not as active in our pursuit to stop that, because I have new evidence. And all of you have probably gone through something that you thought one way, and hopefully in some form or fashion, you're able to see an opposite side. And I think that's one thing that's so wrong with this country. We can no longer have a difference of opinion. All right. We went and saw the Woman King this week with Viola Davis. And if you get a chance, you all need to go see it. It's such a phenomenal movie. And Viola Davis deserves an Oscar, an Academy Award for her role in that movie. And I simply posted, man, this is awesome and great. It is so good. I will see it again and again and again. It's one of the most empowering movies, I think, for women, but people as a whole. And I posted something, some guy, oh yeah, it's a great movie, you love slavery. I'm like, that movie's not about slavery. Yes, there's slavery tones because it's in Africa and the slave trade. Yeah, of course, but it's not about slavery. I'm like, if you're incapable of seeing beyond that, the story of overcoming and things like that, then the problem is not me. The problem is you. Right? And I was just so blown away at that movie this weekend, and the fear that we all deal with, the fear of being a slave to our fear. You get what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? What are you fearful that's it's controlling you? Because the minute, like I said before, the minute you acknowledge that fear and are looking to overcome that, and you reach out for help, that fear, that unknown, no longer holds power over you. No longer, well, what if the worst? It's now, no, we know. And that's why I always say it's better to know than not to know. It's better to have a plan of action versus putting off that plan of action and just being fearful. Then that fear controls you. And that's really what the devil wants. It's what all of our politicians want. That's what all the negativity of folks out there, they want you to be in fear. They want you to be in fear of them so they can control you. And that's not meant to be a motivational speech or political speech. That's not what I'm getting at. I think there's big falsehoods on both sides, okay? And that's what I'm trying to get at with you guys is don't let things control you. Don't let fear keep you from taking action. And there's times that we're all good at shuffling off and doing other things than what we need to be focused on. But I want you to focus this week really on what you're not getting done. And either A, get it done, or B, delegate it to have somebody, someone, some company help you get what needs to be done. Now, I get if it's a finance thing, it's money thing that's stopping, that's great. What can you do to help alleviate that? What else can you do? Maybe you go to plan B or the second thing on your list, or the third thing on your list. But do something that gives you impact, that helps you overcome. You know, if you're stressed, maybe you just need to go stand outside and have a primal scream. You know, I've done that before. You know, listening to Tony Robbins in the mornings, I'm sitting outside drinking my coffee before I'm going for my walk, and hearing that joy and hearing that priming. If you get a chance to listen to the priming that Tony Robbins does, that's one of the great things I love doing on a daily basis, priming myself for success and getting my emotions going and getting rock and rolling and feeling empowered. You know, power stance, like Catherine's discussion or hour that she shared on Note Camp about getting a power stance and taking action. Everybody on here is capable of doing so much. And Kathy says, I love that priming exercise. Yeah, it's one of my favorite exercises. I listen to the bagpipes of him that he plays on there. It always brings me to tears. It always brings me an emotion in a good way. My father, William Milton Clarkson, was 40 years old when I was born. No, I'm sorry, he was 45 when I was born. Now, I was the 8th kid of 10, all right? I was the oldest of the second litter. He had 7 kids with his first wife, and then me, my sister Tracy, my younger brother Michael were with my mom. My parents were married for 34 years. And my dad was one of the things that I love is that not the richest man, not the smartest man when it came to finances, but he was not afraid to talk with people. And he shared a faith in that we can get it done if we will take the actions. That's the first step. If you take the actions and you start that momentum rolling, that heavy burden that you're feeling, that you're carrying by yourself, you're sitting there just holding it. It's like holding those, you know, Atlas stones. You ever seen like the most strongest men conversation? They pick up these Atlas stones, they got to waddle along. That feels like our burden. That feels like our fear. We carry this fear a lot of times. Well, you know what happens? If you start moving, you'll build some momentum. If you start taking the right action steps and start going out and doing the things you need to, you will build momentum and it will get easier. That burden will get light. That Atlas stone won't be so big. It'll start to shrink down and shrink down and shrink down. It's like a pebble in your hand or a grain of sand. What once seemed like a huge boulder is now something that's not so difficult to get done because you've taken the actions, you've taken the steps, and you've shared what you need help with. And guess what? Quantum physics provides. What you put out to taking action will provide. If you just keep putting out that you're too scared, guess what? That burden will seem bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. And look, I know you've all got big things you're looking to accomplish. You have to start taking a little bit of action. Yes, it's great to have a big goal. And that's something that should drive us to make that motion. But if you're not taking any steps on a weekly basis, taking the actions of the reach out or the asset manager reach out or talking to investors, you will struggle and it will continue to drive you bonkers. Let's see here. What is this? The book, Who Not How, a great book. Who Not How gave me clarity on how to think about how I make decisions to take actions. Great, RJ. Glad that you enjoyed it. It's a great book. Yeah, definitely. Who Not How, phenomenal book. It's one of the most important things that I think it's one of the top 10 books you should probably be reading here if you're looking for some stuff. So anyway, I want to ask you guys, what's one thing that you're going to accomplish this week, that you're going to look to get accomplished this week, and taking that action of things that you're fearful of? What is that? What's one thing? What's one thing you're going to do? Hire an assistant. Great. I would highly recommend Riva Global if you're looking for a virtual assistant. They're really good if you're doing marketing and stuff like that. rivaglobal.com. Tell them I sent you. If you need an introduction, I'm glad to help you out with that. What else? Good stuff, Kath. Maybe you need somebody local. I don't know. Fiverr.com may be another great spot to help out with that intermediary action. Here's the thing. You can start off an assistant like 20 hours a week. And I will tell you this. The number one thing I was fearful of that stopped me from hiring a virtual assistant is, what am I going to have them do? I don't have 40 hours. That's okay. I start with 20. Hire them and you will find shit for them to do. Trust me. Once you start paying for it, you will find, oh, I need to fill that $200 a week, or that $10 an hour at 20 hours a week. That's $200 a week. I need to hire someone. Well, they can hire not only, they could be doing work not only for your real estate, for your investing, raising capital. My fear of VA is the money. So have them go out and raise you money for Ravel. Help them reach out to asset managers. Help them reach out and do your due diligence. Help them do your social media marketing. Look at what you're not getting done and realize that if you're just focused on doing $15 job, if you're focused on doing $15 an hour activities, you have a $15 an hour bank account. So hire one for 2 weeks, hire one for a month. Yeah, I mean, what I love the fact of Riva, and you can use that thing for whoever you don't have to go through them, but Riva literally gives you 100 different things you could have them do. So if you're not raising capital, like Ravel, knowing you, that's what you should be doing. You should have a VA going and pulling an IRA list, show them how to do that, take the video that we've already sent to them and use that for your counties, use that for your area to create a list, to create images. There's a whole variety of different things you guys can do. If you're so busy working and you don't have time to market, guess what? That's the first thing you have them go on there and log into your buffer. Have them log into your LinkedIn account to get the things posted. Have them go on and create infographics that you can post on a regular basis. All right. Oh, hey, Doug, good to see you, buddy. Doug Homer on there. Yeah, good. Glad to hear. Fear affects us all. You have to take the action. You have to let it know. And I guess I encourage all of you, if you're fearful of something, please feel free to book a call with me. Shoot me a text message. Let me know. Even if I'm able to jump on you immediately, I'm glad to jump on a call with you later on, or a time that works best for you. Okay. Doug says my item this week is I'm giving letter out to IRA holders. That's good. Let's get 50 out this week, Doug. If you can't get 50, get 25 out. If you can't get 25 out, get 15 out. All right. Momentum starts with that first step. Momentum starts with that first step and that first taking action and the first step in the right direction. Don't let fear stop you from doing. Okay. RJ is going to continue to work on performing the task and on performing the task. I mean, using Octopus. Oh, tasking the marketing octagon, the 8 different things of taking one thing. Okay, good. Awesome, RJ. Glad to hear that. What else, everybody? Anybody else want to share? I want nothing but success for you. I want nothing but you guys to kick ass and take names. Now, my success is not predicated on your actions. I still taking my own actions, my own steps, and making things happen. But I want nothing but to see you guys succeed along the way, to use the resources we've provided to take the mistakes that I've made and apply that to your business so that you don't make the same mistakes, to learn from our mistakes, learn from our inefficiencies, our failures, and not make the same type of mistake. Okay. And we want you guys to just do amazing things like I know that you're all capable of. That's one thing I think you're all capable of doing amazing things. If you guys are on that momentum, that path, you're taking things. I'm so proud of you. Some of you are still stuck. You got 1 foot on the sidelines and 1 foot in the game. You got to take put both feet in the game and really dive and make some things happen. Because I know what you guys are focused on and what you want to accomplish, your goals and dreams, and I want you to help those things go. But here's the thing: fears and dreams are opposite ends of the spectrums. How do we make dreams come true? We say goodbye to fear and take the action. Because fear is paralyzing. You have to at some point realize this. And the only way you're going to get to where you need to be is taking that one step and breaking the bond of fear it holds over us achieve some things. So I'm glad you enjoyed this, guys. It was just, I was sitting out there this morning for a few minutes thinking about what I wanted to share with you guys today. I still don't know what I want to talk about tonight in America. I have a couple of different ideas, but I've been thinking about it. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, that I believe in you. I love all of you. I want you to succeed. And if you're dealing with something that's just overwhelming and you think you can't go, please don't suffer in solitude. Just pick up the phone, call somebody, vent somebody, let somebody know that you're struggling. It's one of the most important things I can tell you. Life is not as bad as it is. And there's, I've been down, I've been out. It's never as bad as you'd like to be. And a lot of times we think that up in our head. It gets worse up here. We let fear just take sometimes common sense out of the things, and we take actions and do things from a fear mindset that we don't even think it controls at some point. So start taking good steps, start reaching out, and let's break that bond that fear holds over you to find success and make you closer to your dreams. All right. So that's all that I've got for you guys today. Thank you as always for being on Money Monday here, guys. If you have any questions, I will open it up. If you have any individual deal or questions you want to talk about, now's the time to wave at me. We can bring you on and talk about deal flow or ask the question. I forgot to do that last week, and this is always a spot for you guys to be able to ask anything you want as part of it. Paul's on the chat. Yeah. Ravel, Paul is on this call. Yeah. Ravel, did you have a question for Paul? Ravel, okay. Let's do this. Let me bring Ravel, Master Ravel. Great, Catherine. Yep. Let's talk. Can you give me a phone call after we wrap up here? Catherine, we can talk about both those deals. Appreciate that, David. Let's see here. Yes, okay, Ravel, let's do that. Ravel, do you have a question? I just asked. Hey, Ravel.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yeah. Hey, Paul. Is it all right if I contact you, or you want to contact me? I want to ask you a few things about the presentation you did about a month ago.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Paul wouldn't care. Paul, if you want, just type in the best way. Yeah, he says, yeah. Paul says, no problem, Ravel.
Sorry if I put you on the spot, man. But I did send you. I did send you an email through Basecamp. Okay.
You got Paul's number, Ravel?
Let me get something to write it down with.
Or do you have your cell phone there? Just type it into the text so you can call him immediately.
No. I'll text him and we'll schedule something. I don't want to this.
Okay.
I'm always cognizant of people's time.
Sure.
908-483.
No.
All right.
980.
Oh my God. Yep. Okay. All right.
Great.
Thanks a lot, Scott Paul. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ro. So, all right, guys. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to y'all later.